I don't know how much I'm gonna be reading, but I have a full bottle of water, so if my throat ever gets dry or whatever from reading too much, I can just, you know, wet that bitch. Half an hour later. That was great. Ina sighed, content once she polished off her food, then set her now empty bowl back down on the table. Also, apologies for last stream. I didn't mean to rant and shit like that. I was probably just really tired. Or maybe that's an excuse, who knows? But I do feel like I have to apologize for wasting people's time, that's all. My stomach is nice and full. I feel very warm. This so-called hot pot is not so cold. That's what it's actually called. Wait, shit, wait, back, what? It's not so cold, that's what it's actually called. Has raised my body temperature by a good degree. I feel quite comfortable. I'm very happy to hear, though I think you might have made yourself a bit too comfortable. Hayurai giggles as a deep yawn forces its way from Ina's mouth. Are you tired? Pardon me. I suppose so, yes. I'm not accustomed to eating so much, particularly not dense carbonated packaged foods like that. I believe I'm in need of a rest, so my body can probably process your human cuisine. Now that sounds kind of alarming. I'm starting to worry despite myself. Sorry, ate too much and not too much, but I guess I ate too fast, and it's like a fucking long line of a fucking aquatic ride, pushing and shit. Not everyone's gonna get on at once, so they're just pushing to like continue the line. Are you feeling alright, Ina? The food hasn't made you feel ill, has it? She shits herself. Oh, darling. A wide smile captures Ina's lips. Are you concerned about me? About you? No. But if, you know, if the states or government find a dead fucking extraterrestrial in my club room, I'm definitely going to be a suspect of intergalactic terrorism or some shit like that. So I'm worried for myself. It's not like I'm worried about you or anything. Yeah, I guess. I mean, you are a guest, technically speaking. I'd feel bad if Hayurai and I had poisoned you. It is quite alright. Even if such an eventuality did come to pass, I would forgive you. I know you mean me no ill will. You and Hayurai have been nothing but kind to me from the moment we first met, which was actually a couple hours ago, so... That is why you are my darling. Ina winds an arm through mine, clenching our bodies close together. And Hayurai is my best friend. A best friend, am I? I don't like the sound of that, although... Hayurai finishes stacking the dishes, then pouts, her index fingers pressed together at her front. I'd rather be your fellow alien. I don't think I'm from Corval, but I'm sure I must hail from somewhere beyond this galaxy. Yeah, I think I'm going to ignore Hayurai's otherworldly ramblings. I have enough on my plate at the moment. What with Ina's sudden appearance, I can only handle one bona fide alien baby one bona fide baby, alien baby in my life. Black Baby Yoda. Fortunately, I do not think of this food will cause me any serious injury, though I only require sleep, that is all. Well, you fucking can't sleep here. I paid to stay here. You got no intellect to cash to fucking, like, submit to college? You're gonna have to fucking leave. Skedaddle, get the fuck out of here. I have had quite the busy day. My escape from the palace and my landing upon Earth. We're all very exhausted. The so-called hot pot. Should I even bother trying to correct her at this point? If Ina weren't so good-natured, I'd almost believe she's doing this on purpose. Has finished me off, I'm afraid. Ayo. Bitch tasting that Food Wars type fucking... You get what I mean. I fucking love videos like that. The Shadow Realm? My dear Kyber boy, it appears you have mistaken me. I am not sending you to the Shadow Realm. I'm sending you to Louisiana. I summon my blue-eyed white dragon, which hails from Mississippi. And with that, you're the only Miss Piss-eyed Sippy, Kyber. What the fuck are you talking about? Ina shifts away from me at long last, her hands resting demurely upon her lap, then glances about the club room. Smiling bashfully, she says, I would hate to be a further burden upon the pair of you, as you have already shown me excessive kindness, but you would happen to know where I might be able to pass the night? Sorry, I was just thinking of the fucking dude who hit, it was like I don't know, it was a prank show, whatever, right? But this dude who like hypnotized this black dude, right? And he's like, when you wake up, you'll like be an alien or whatever. And it's like, so how do you like Earth? Meeble. People fucking crack. I'm sorry, could you repeat that? Meeble. Like, oh, what do you usually have for cereal? Scapistry. Is it good? If you survive the night, I'll take you away into the land of play. Sorry. I would very much like to rest my weary head before I fall asleep on the spot. Another yawn punctuates the end of the sentence, which adds further credit to Ina's sleepy state. I was thinking of a fetish that technically would be a crime, right? Because I don't know if it was just a, like, weird, like, would it? I mean, I just thought it was just porn, but, like, the amount kind of makes it feel like it's a fetish, right? And it's like, this person, artist on Twitter I used to follow, right? I like their art. I mean, I still do. Although their art has changed, and so I don't know whether it's... Of course it improved, right? But it's like, sometimes the way they draw... it's confusing because it's like, I don't know if I like the improvement or not. And it's like the stuff I think they used to draw, right? And it was of like some fetish art of like their OC like getting like fucked and impregnated while they're asleep or whatever. I'm like, is that a fetish? And if so, wouldn't that be a crime? I mean, in actuality, of course, but if you have that type of fetish, like IRL, that could lead to a lot of fucking, well, I wouldn't say mishaps exactly, but you get what I mean? Because at first I thought it was just some porn or whatever, but the amount of shit of that is like, would it be classified as a fetish? Her amber eyes bead with tears, which catch on the ends of her long eyelashes. She's so noticeably tired, her head is beginning to droop. I'm afraid she really might pass out, face first onto the table, without some kind of intervention. Oh no! Our table! It's broken! She needs to have a light. I'm just already imagining the loud fucking clunk as she hits her head on the fucking table. She needs to have a lie down at the very least, but what exactly is there to be done about this situation? I guess we could take her back to a hotel, but that mightn't be the best idea. She's bound to draw attention, and in a getup like that. Why did you just send her with what's her face, the other chick? Plus, we don't know how long she'd be staying here. It's impossible to say how many days she'd need a room. That could be pretty pricey. Oh, don't worry about money. I can afford to put Ina in a hotel for however long she desires. Puts her in a mental ward. Really? I blink. Do you have that much disposable cash? I don't mean to boast, but that's why I don't often speak about it. But my human parents are pretty well off. They give me a lot of money every month, so I don't need to worry about my finances. Fucking womanly privilege, of course. That's why I'm able to buy so much high-grade beef whenever we have hot pot. I see. I had wondered about that. I've always thought the hot pots we have in our teeny tiny clubroom were suspiciously booger. I guess I know why. Still, I had no idea Hayurai was the scion of a rich family. She doesn't act like a well-bred. What? She doesn't act like a well-bred young lady. I've always pegged her as more of a tomboy. Who are we breeding and pegging? Excuse me? Oh, well, when I've imagined tomboys, I imagine them having black hair and a darker skin tone. Damn, there goes my ideal fantasy. You fucking ruined it. Of course. I was gonna say, of course, the white's taking everything. I don't know. I don't know if that would be funny to me or not. You took the country, now you took my dreams. Damn the... Damn you! Damn you, Harrison Ford! Whoever that is. She doesn't wear makeup, her hair is rather plain, and her clothes are nothing fancy. Well, damn! I always figured Hayurai came from a decidedly middle-class family like mine, but I guess not. This is quite the revelation. Now I'm really interested in seeing what her house looks like, but there are more important matters to hand. Namely, what are we doing with our resident alien girl, Ina? Even if that's the case, I wouldn't feel comfortable putting Ina up in a hotel. I can't let you foot the bill. It wouldn't be fair. I cast a pensive look in Ina's direction, and I'd rather keep an eye on her. She knows so little about our culture. She needs somebody to help her show her around. Yes, I agree. A hotel wouldn't be practical. Maybe we could let her stay in the club room. I mused, but as soon as I broached the idea, I find myself picking holes in it. No, that's no good either. I doubt any faculty member would stop by and find her, and if they did, she'd get into trouble. She's not even a student after all, and even if she was, she'd need permission to stay here overnight. There isn't a proper bed in here either, and it's rather chilly. The windows could use some more insulating. Hayurai is not wrong there. This wing of the university is pretty old, so I pontificated on at a great length already, and the walls feel paper thin. Sometimes the window pans rattle when it gets particularly windy, and the winter chill air always seems to creep through the gaps in the pans. I pride myself on being rational, but this building always gives me the creeps. I'd hate to spend the night here alone, assailed by the lowing of the wind. It'd be enough to stretch thin even the strongest of nerves. Ina deserves better accommodation for the night than this dilapidated room, which still smells of hot pot. I think it would be best if I let Ina stay in my place. I have a whole house to myself, with 2 spare bedrooms. There's more than enough room for Ina. What do you think, Ina? Do you want to stay with me? I can run you a nice hot bath to wash away your fatigue, and then we can spend the night talking about your home planet. I would love to hear all about it. As an alien myself, we must have an awfully lot in common. We can be just like big sisters. We can braid one another's hair and watch movies and eat snacks. Why, I mean, don't you need longer hair to be braided? And then next morning I can make you a delicious breakfast. I enjoy cooking a lot, in case you couldn't tell. She's fucking fast asleep. Hot pot is my specialty, but I'm good at making fried fish and miso soup too. I'd love to show you what a traditional Japanese breakfast is like. I can see Hayurai is getting excited by the prospect of having a girlfriend about the house. Her eyes are sparkling, just like constellations in the night sky. I think this is a pretty good deal, if I do say so myself. I wouldn't go in for the hair braiding personally, but I wouldn't turn down a chance to eat a breakfast made by Hayurai's hands. I can't see anything at all eerie about Hayurai's offer, but to my surprise, that is all right. But do not concern yourself overly so with my welfare. I would not wish for you to go out of your way to accommodate me. I thought this bitch was on the verge of passing out. While these activities do sound fun, I fear I am in no fit state to engage in anything too intense. Your itinerary would exhaust me. I feel tired simply thinking about it. Oh, I see. Hayurai's shoulders slump, pouting. She fiddles with the sleeves of her pink sweater. Don't you want to stay with me? Maybe I will, in the future. But for now, Ina glances at me, her eyes half-lit. Don't you fucking dare. Don't you fucking dare. No. No, 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 no. You cannot stay in the boys' dorm. Or a dorm, I guess. Okay, let me just test audio. Okay, add that to watch later, because I'm interested in that one. Testing. Okay, audio is fine, just making sure. Would it be right if I passed my first night upon this planet with you, darling? With me? Ina nods. I've grown very fond of you, and I'm afraid I would not be able to sleep without you by my side. I don't know why, but she is cute and sexy in that attire, but she's actually pissing me off. Like, I'm getting physically upset. I have told her repeatedly that we do not know each other. I might not marry you. I might not love you. But she's like that pink bitch from Chowder. I'm not your husband! And it's almost like she doesn't listen. Is her brain smaller than a regular fucking specimen's? Like, I'm getting actually pissed off. Let me say no. Let me say no. Well, I run my hand through my hair abashed. This is the first time a girl's invited herself over to my flat before. Not even Hayurai is so brazen. I'm flattered, but it's also sudden. It's left me somewhat stunned. I'm glad you trust me so much, Ina, but that really seems a little... I don't know. I am a guy, you know. I'm aware that you are a male of the human species, yes? And you're a girl. I'm indeed a female. I'm indeed a female of the Corvin species. That cannot be denied. But why should it matter? It matters because guys and girls don't usually spend the night together. Not when they've known one another for so little time. It's inappropriate. How is it so? I'm sorry. How is it so? Ina frowns. You are not a stranger, darling. You are my future husband. I am... Ooh. I'll show you what I call the Corvin rights. Put your hands up. We'll be spending a lot of time together soon, as a matter of course, so we must first get used to one another's company. That is only logical. I don't know about that. This is all moving pretty quickly. You really would be better off with Hayurai. She'll take good care of you. She's a great cook. You said you liked her hot pot, didn't you? And it sounded like she lives in a huge house. You can have a whole room to yourself. I, meanwhile, live in this cruddy little apartment. Only guys live there. And they're a little weird. Weird? Me up. Goodness, would Kosuke do such a thing? I don't know. I wouldn't put it past him. Well, this Kosuke does hurt you. I will hurt him in return. Sorry. I will hurt him in return. I will not let anybody lay a finger upon you, darling. I got you a present. Like, what is it? Open it. Opens it, and it's like fucking Kosugi's remains stuffed in a box, like one on top of each other with a skull on top with a wrapping paper, like all, not even bones, just mutilated, like a carcass. So like a part of his face is a skull, but the other is like bloodshot eyes with like the last moments of horror and shit. What the fuck is this? Just like, well, I don't necessarily. I prefer. I'm not really a fan of women. The other chick raised her eyebrow. What do you mean by that? I mean, I appreciate you guys as friends. I just can't really see me in a relationship. I, mostly prefer guys, hanging around, like, and she just doesn't take the hint. Well, you can hang out with your guy friends plenty of times once we're married. That's not what I meant. And, like, when it does go through her, like, oh, I see. Yeah, you see, so it just wouldn't work out. Of course it would. What do you mean? She snaps her finger and just becomes a tanned femboy in like the same outfit, but like it's just, is this not to your liking, darling? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. My body is very confused and it doesn't know how to act. I think I shit myself. I mean, yeah, but just the thing that, like, he'd be more emotionally confused, like, known her for so many years, because she's been waiting, like, as a chick, and then she could have just did this the whole time, and he just doesn't know how to comprehend, like, because she kind of looks the same with long hair, but like, it's like he's a little bit in denial, like, oh, so you lost your chest, but that doesn't mean you're a male. Of course it is. Would you like a demonstration? As she goes to like unzip her suit. No, I'm good. You shouldn't do that in front of a guy. You should wait for someone you like. Just keep it. And it's just this whole mental game. He wakes up like he goes to sleep alone, right? But wakes up as a big spoon. His hands around Ida's stomach, but like in the new guy form, and he's trying to like fight not getting an erection, like, because that's gonna wake him up. Fuck. Stay calm. I'll just kind of crawl back and just crawl over him and then cover him in blankets. And as he moves back a little, turns around and wraps his arms around my character. Oh fuck, it's even worse now. I can't get out. It's a cute death trap. I'm sorry, I'm just going off on a fucking another rant. Went from dismembering a friend in a box to becoming a cute trap. Right, I look Ina up and down. She doesn't seem all that powerful. With what her willowy limbs... pardon me, let me repeat that. What with her willowy limbs, but maybe she has shores of hidden strength in that slender body of hers. It is a mystery. putting that aside, my apartment's nothing special. I don't think it would be up to the snuff of for a princess like you. There's only a couple of rooms, and you'll have to sleep on a futon, and that is alright. Ina cuts me off, then shifts close to me on the couch. But why, though? Is it because she mistakenly thought I was helping her land? You sat your juicy fat ass on me, nearly killing me with a fucking meteor ship, and you're like, oh, you protected me. No, I was protecting the other bitch. As much as she annoys me, I don't want any blood on my hands. Yo, I think I'm pretty sure I talked about this already, right? And I'm pretty sure it's just a manga for now, or I don't know if it's cancelled or what, because usually with new manga, right? Manga, whatever you want to call it, I usually watch recaps and stuff, so I get the whole story rather than, and those are very, oh shit, they maybe spoilers for whatever, but like, so like, skip ahead to when I'm playing if you don't want to, like, because I don't know the name of this manga, whatever, so I might spoil it, but basically it's about, this like, teenager, right, who gets adopted by a rich family, and like, he's saying goodbye, and it's all this dramatic shit, right, and they're all, you know, treating him nice and shit, right, and then like the mother's like, don't go in that room, do not ever go in that room, and he's like, all right, and then proceeds the next night to go in that room anyway, and this fucking woman chained up, right, and then like he's like, what the fuck is this, and he tried to back out, and then the father and mother are blocking the doorway, and he's like, oh yeah, sorry for this, and pushes him to the, like, in reach of the woman who's chained and shit, and he fucking bites him, but then after biting him, she kind of, like, she's crying and apologizing, and then he kind of passes out, and he wakes up like, what the fuck is this, where am I? And basically they explain that the rich family were entirely vampires, right? And usually they can get their fill through blood packs and shit like this, but she's different. She has like a disorder or whatever, where like she needs like liters and liters of blood, so like they would adopt people and then like feed them to her. But like, he's special. Just a single bite would like is enough to, you know, fulfill her, so she doesn't have to hide anymore. And you know, it's like, oh well, if you go back to the orphanage, we're gonna have to kill them, right? If you tell anyone, right? And he's like, all right, I will be your personally blood food, you know, so you don't have to kill me off. That's better, right? Because not only do I get fed, she gets fed, we both live. At least let me write a note, right? And they're like, oh yeah, okay. And it's like, yeah, sadly, I won't be writing to you because we're leaving somewhere far away, but I love and miss you all, and everyone's sad, right? And because like it was everyone in the orphanage was like a bunch of like, I would assume 5, like 6-year-olds and shit, and then him and this other chick were the only like teenagers, and she's like, something's up, right? And goes to fucking break in, and like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm here to save you. They're gonna save you. Like, no, they're not. It seems we have a visitor. I can explain. And then basically it's like, you know, if you tell her she has to die, I'm like, trust me, I won't tell her. I'll figure something else. And trying to go, oh well, I'm fine, right? Just, you know, you look after everyone back at the orphanage, so and so. Like, oh, all right, you know. And I guess something happened. She's like, nah, fuck that. I don't trust you. I'm staying here. I'm going to protect you. I'm like, me? Him? He's like, because she doesn't trust the rich folk, which, fair enough. Why would anyone trust the rich folk? And they're like, oh, you know, to not draw attention, da da da. Like, he's like acting very suspicious, right? And like they're out talking to people and such. And he's like, how, what, da da da. And the mother's like, first rule is, if, you know, the first rule is, you know, to not get caught is to don't be suspicious. So they go out and befriend people. And I want to know what happens next. But I can't, but there was no part 2 to the fucking 30-minute, 40-minute recap. And it just came to mind. And I'm fucking upset about it. And then that makes me upset because I think of another story that was cancelled that fucking literally sent me through the 5 stages of grief. I'm still fucking pissed off about it. All because it wasn't popular. Fucking give it time. I'm interested in the fucking shit. Sorry, I don't want to rant on about, you know, the second story, because I'm just gonna get more fucking pissed off that it got cancelled. What does that say? Ina cuts me off and then shifts closer to me upon the couch. Ooh. Ooh. Something's rising and it ain't the shield hero. Oh, damn. I didn't think there was gonna be like a design. Now I have to kind of scrap my design. I mean, I guess technically most of the body design and such, right? I can probably keep the face, hair, and, you know, the facial design. Like, if you kiss me on my neck, I'm gonna viciously grab your ass as a reflex. I'm sorry, I don't make the rules. You are very uncomfortably close, and I'm already uncomfortably hard. She presses her hands to my chest, her fingers curling in on themselves, and looks up at me whimsically. Our eyes met. Ina blinks, her lashes trembling, and says softly, I have grown tired of luxury. Having lived in a palace all my life, a change of scenery would be appropriate, and I would be willing to put up with any discomfort for your sake. Please, darling. Ina leans in closer until I can feel her warm breath brush against my cheek. Do not push me away. You are the first human I met when I first arrived upon this planet. They must count for something. So you're telling me the reason you want to marry me so bad is because of fucking luck? It's like, oh yeah, so like, ask your wife, like, oh yeah, so what made you interested in me? And she was some, just luck. What does that mean? You're lucky, I guess. I would be fucking bewildered at that statement. Okay, let me try and reread that. I want to say that more seductively. Okay, let me take off the headset because the water bottle is still. Oh fuck! The water bottle is still. Like, I don't want to spill it on my headset. Me away. You are the first human I met when I arrived upon this planet. That must count for something. Do we not have a connection? Okay, I'm gonna say some harsh shit. she's cute, but like... Okay. Oh, but that's still cruel, but... She needs to know I'm not interested in women. In your dreams, maybe. Yeah, exactly. Maybe not that mean. Please, it was nothing but a coincidence that you fell on top of me. I could have been anybody, really. But you are not anybody. Or is it, but you are not anybody. This is exactly my fucking point! This is exactly my point! It could have been anybody! Tina persists, still clinging to me. You are you, and I wish to marry you. Why? Because I helped, because I was your cushioning to your fucking landing? That was pure fucking coincidence. You could be marrying anyone else because of that factor. Are you saying, what if it was the other way around and the other bitch pushed me out of the way and are you gonna marry her just because you see the fucking, not hypocrisy, that's not it, but you get what I mean. It's stupid. Me is me. You barely fucking know me. That's what it is. You are you, and I wish to marry you. It always comes back to the marriage thing with you, doesn't it? Don't you know any other way to express your affection? I sigh. The situation is rather awkward, to say the least. I wish Ina wasn't so insistent, but I think I understand where she's coming from. This is her first night spent upon this planet. She doesn't know much about humans, but she does know me. She decided she can trust me after I, inadvertently, broke her fall during her descent, and now she refused to spend time with anybody else. Exactly! She's gotten herself rather attached, like a baby gosling to their mother. A part of me does think this is cute, but therein lies a problem. I am a guy, and Ina is a girl, and she's a very pretty girl, in fact, clad in a skin-tight outfit, and she seems determined to make me her husband. I don't know if I'm mature enough to handle this situation. Are you sure you want to stay with me? I am 100% positive. But we haven't had sex yet. How are you positive? I can't change your mind. Not even by 1%. And you aren't tempted by higher-eyes cooking? It is quite the enticing proposition, but no, I must remain strong for the sake of our future marriage. It's like, there's a lot of factors, right? What if I'm into guys? What if I don't want children? What if I get killed? What if I'm abusive? Like, there's a lot of factors that go into a relationship. You're saying that, like, you're gonna stay with me through marriage even if I'm physically and emotionally abusive? Verbally as well? That doesn't sound healthy. It would not do for me to sleep under the roof of another. Not after I proposed to you, darling. It was a one-sided proposal. I never reciprocated. I'm still not sure about this marriage thing, but she's just staring as she's, like, on my lap. Look, I can't help that I have a hard-on when she's this close. Her thighs are almost engulfing my entire waist. How is that not a turn on? I glance over Ina's shoulder to Hayuri. What do you think about this? I think it'd be more sensible if Ina stayed with... I think it'd be more sensible if Ina stayed with me. I'm sure I have more space, the means to look after her, but she seems attached to you. Hayuri giggles. I'd feel guilty if I forced you to come along with me. As Ina is our guest, I think we should let her do what she wants. And what if I fall in love with a different girl? She's gonna pull out a ray gun and fucking vaporize her? That's murder. We can't just let her do that. Fetch me their souls. I concur. Ina nods eagerly, her hair shifting about her shoulders. I should be allowed to do what I want as a guest, and for tonight at least, I want to stay with you. Ina says for tonight at least, but I have a sinking feeling things won't work out that simply. Knowing Ina, not that I do, not all that well, she'll get attached to my apartment, cruddy though it is, and then she won't want to leave. She'll stay there for days, maybe even weeks or months until she tires of this planet. I'll have to look out for her. I'll have to cook for her too. My cooking is nowhere near as good as Hayuri's. Ina's losing out. But she doesn't seem to care. Hayuri, to my surprise, doesn't seem to care all that much either. I thought she'd be less approving of this arrangement than she is. What? I thought she'd be less approving of this arrangement than she is. She really is too nice for her own good. Or maybe she's simply too pure to know what could go down as a result of this arrangement. Either way, she betrayed me. I got no alibis left in this fight. Objection! So I'm just thinking about the fucking... What do you mean no evidence? Your Honor, my client clearly said, on God, on God. Your Honor, my client clearly said that's a load of horse shit. I tried to do the right thing, really, I did. But it's 2 against 1. I can't keep arguing, not against Ina's puppy dog eyes. I'm not happy about this, but... Alright, fine. I catapulted after a pause. I guess you can stay with me. Yay. I don't think I could make a higher or more excited. I don't think I could reread that with more excitement without sacrificing the voice because of the I'm trying to keep it soft but also deep and low. Ina explains cheerfully, her chest pushed up against mine. Thank you, darling. I knew I could rely on you. You really are a wonderful human. Haru is rather wonderful, isn't he? I am partial to him myself. Gee, thanks for the vote of confidence, guys. Your outfit isn't really appropriate for wandering the streets, though, you know. You get a lot of curious stares. Oh, really? Ina tilts her head to one side. Why is that? It's, showing a lot of skin. Is it? I thought my attire was rather modest myself. rather modest myself. It is common from people who hail from Cornwall to West, much less. It is a hot planet, and too many layers can be awfully uncomfortable. Maybe that is true on Cornwall, but this is Earth. Maybe people tend to not dress like that unless they're cosplaying. I think we'll need to get you some new clothes if you want to blend in. What do you say, Hayurai? And that sounds like a good idea to me. Hayurai giggles. Luckily, it's Saturday tomorrow. We can meet up and go shopping together if you'd like. We can also show Ina around. I think she might enjoy that. Oh, yes. Ina draws away from me at long last, then beams brightly, hands clasped to her front. If I move, my bulge is gonna rip through the fucking pants, I'm telling you. You know what, how about we do make, usually most variants of Charlotte variants are female, but let's make it interesting. Let's make this one, no, that kind of goes against what I was working with. So, like, I was kind of going with, I wanted, like, so, like, a tall, slender type, you know, guy design, right? But then, clearly, the design I have to remake, you know, contrast that, so I'll have to make a new design. How about we make the gender anonymous? Kind of like a he says, she said type of thing. So, like, it's really up to the viewer and, like, a mystery of, like, whether... So it won't be neither confirmed or denied of what is the official gender. So, like, technically one, you know, you want to draw a guy version, that technically could be right. Want to draw a girl version of the character, technically it also could be right. But they could both also be wrong. It just... watch people burn down in arguments of, like, what is the right gender. Because I only know. Or maybe I don't know. That's the fun part. Maybe it's a mystery for all. I would enjoy that very much. I am most curious about this planet. I want to explore every inch of it. Exploring every inch of Earth might be a bit much, but we can certainly go... What the fuck is that? Juku, and maybe Shibuya. I'm sure we'll be able to pick up lots of adorable outfits for you, Ina. You're so pretty, you look good in anything. Wonderful, I cannot wait. Ina sighs, her palms pressed against her cheek. I'm so glad I landed upon this planet. The people are so nice, the food is delicious, and tomorrow I shall explore it to my heart's content. I really am lucky. Oh, is this your abode, Haru? It is awfully cozy. Kepler 99F the journey. What the fuck? Yeah, I guess you could call it that. I wasn't born here, but it's been my home since I enrolled at university. Ah, yes. Ina glances about my room. Her snub nose twitches like a rabbit's. She isn't smelling my room, is she? If so, that'd be kind of embarrassing. She's the type of bitch to get off on my scent, smelling my outfit while I'm in the shower, isn't she? fucking love those memes where it's like, it used to be just DJ Khaled, but like, also as a character, like DJ Khaled is the type of person, so when there's someone standing, like in a horror movie, someone's standing behind me, he goes, he's right behind me. It's just all this cartoony type of shit. But every time I've been seeing like, the same thing for like other people, but like I fucking love those. It's just like, he's the type of person to like, whenever someone puts a pie on the windowsill to cool it starts to levitate. He starts to levitate towards the pie. The type of person, whenever he sees someone hot, his eyes pop out of his skull twice the size and sticks out his tongue going awooga. I can tell this residence belongs to you. It has your scent all over it. Well, I guess that confirms both of my suspicions. Ina was indeed sniffing my room, and this revelation is in fact embarrassing. Simply being around her makes me feel like a creep. I'm sorry to hear that, I guess. I murmur while running my hand through my flyaway hair. I hope that isn't a problem. Oh no, it's quite alright. I'm glad that this room smells of you. It makes me feel more familiar somehow. Easy there, Tiger. You've only known me for a few hours. Don't get attached. I'm aware indeed, but I would very much like to get to know you better. I think we have a real connection, you and I. I have the violent urge of wanting to aggressively bite into her titties, leaving bleeding teeth marks. Leaving her panted out of breath. Because you crash-landed on me back on the university's roof? That's right. There are billions of people upon this planet, or so I've heard, yet it was upon you that I fell. Our encounter was more superandous. I think that must count for something. It really doesn't. I mean, multiverse theory. Literally, anything could have went. What happens if you did land on me in most other universes, but your thick, juicy, fat ass and tits crush me dead? Internal bleeding upon impact. What then? You could fucking weigh 10,000 robotic pounds and I could still get hard. Yeah, sit on my face and crush my skull, and I wish to be rid of this world. We were fated to be together. It is written in the stars. In the stars, huh? The stars you fucking missed along your way? I'm an astronomer myself, but that sounds like some new age mumbo jumbo if I've ever heard it. I didn't think Ina, being an actual alien from actual space, would be interested in horoscopes. Maybe I was mistaken. Do they even have horoscopes on our planet? I have no idea, but there must be some crossover between Corval and Earth's customs. Alien though she is, Ina doesn't feel like an extraterrestrial. Dickin' down E.T. If it weren't for her strange attire, coupled with her strange turns of phrases, I'd think her an ordinary girl, just like, well, maybe not quite like Hayura, who isn't at all that normal herself, but like any other of my classmates. I wish to familiarize myself with your planet and with its culture. With some luck, that should bring me even closer to you, darling. Wow, you sure are earnest, huh? Oh yes, when I set my mind to do something, I give it my all. I'm being very, very earnest right now. I kind of want to turn into a snake and just wrap myself around you and just want to cuddle, feeling your body heat, and just feeling all of you, knowing that you're not going anywhere, and you will be digested in a couple of hours. I'm joking. I mean, about that last part, but it's like, because like with the human body, you can't really hold much, right? But at least with like a python, you'd know that you'd hold her tight. Of course, not trying to strangle her, not unless she's into that type of shit, but just wanting to hold her close and very tight. Sorry, I realized that may have been cringe, and I was just buffering with thinking about all my life choices that have got me up to here. I'm glad to hear it. I guess it seems like you know quite a bit about Earth already, though. I know some things, but I could always stand to discover more. I want to participate in your culture and involve myself in your daily life. I'm very interested in your planet and in you, darling. Yeah, I figured as much. You've not been exactly subtle on that score. You know, you're doing a pretty good job at interrogating too. I mean, you are in my room. Instigating? Yes, I suppose I am. My first few hours upon this planet have gone better than I could have ever anticipated, and I have always been an optimist at heart. I am so fortunate that I ran into a kind man like you. Imagine me being Jeffrey Dahmer. Oh, well, I guess I wouldn't kill her because, you know, Jeffrey Dahmer was gay, right? Ted Bundy, I guess. Though I know little of your species, I doubt many would be willing to let strangers like me stay with them. This proves my earlier hypothesis. You really are a good person. Actually, that's incorrect. I'm pretty sure that people would expect, you know, sex in return for letting you stay over. And, you know, if they got you here and you refuse, then I'm pretty sure that's not going to stop most horrible people, I mean. Plus, there's also, you know, racism, sexism, shit like that. Imagine going on a date or whatever, right? And you hear someone walk past like, "Get back in the kitchen, you fucking ugly tramp." She, with no hesitation, with no facial expression, pulls out a ray gun, disintegrates him, leaving nothing but his smoking shoes, puts it back and goes, "I'm loving this date, darling," and goes on about her day. She's not fucking around. She is a danger to society. I'm just a pushover. You can push me over anytime. You're selling yourself short. I feel like if I ever got friends who wanted to imagine like I talk shit about, you know, myself, right? And this, that, and there, like, oh, you shouldn't talk to, like, you shouldn't talk about yourself, you're not that, you're not this, I would get defensive and aggressive. Who's gonna fucking stop me then, huh? Are you gonna stop me? Please, shut me up. Oh, what's wrong? A little short on the tongue, are we? You're talking all that shit about shutting me up. Like, man, I really am a worthless friend. No, you're not. Like, you shouldn't talk like that. Who's gonna fucking stop me, huh? Are you? Come on, try me. Try me. I might get my ass kicked, but go ahead. Just shut me up then. It's just some backwards logic of getting defensive. Like, they're trying to reassure me that I'm a good person. Like, you want me to shut up about me hating myself? How about you shut me up, Go ahead, who's gonna stop me? Who's gonna stop me? That's what I thought. You really shouldn't talk about yourselves. Who's gonna stop me, huh? James the Giant fucking Peach? Madam Webbs? Who's gonna stop me? I'm like, dude, calm down. Nah. You wanna butt into my own personal depravity? Who's gonna stop me? And then get my fucking ass handed on the floor unconscious. Proving my point. Ina stabs a finger in my direction, her pale green tresses shifting about her shoulders. You are nice. That cannot be contested. I believe it wholeheartedly based upon your actions. I agree with that. No, that's wrong. Ina sniffs again, her nostrils quivering. And upon your scent. So, we're back to my smell again, are we? Does this girl share some of her DNA with a fucking bloodhound? Raggy. Sorry, I got distracted on some of my regrets. Now I'm getting self-conscious, and I was already pretty self-conscious. Wait, now I'm getting self-conscious, and I was already pretty self-conscious, given Ina's scantily clad presence in my bedroom. This is the second time you've mentioned that. I frown. Are you trying to say that I smell? You do indeed. Wait, you do, yes, but it is not an unpleasant smell. I have grown very fond of it. Ina inhales deeply, her long eyelashes falling shut. I feel so relaxed. What are you, like a dog? I'm glad one of us does. I've been on edge ever since Ina and I left campus. I was extremely anxious during our trek back to my apartment about running into any passerby. They almost certainly would have been suspicious given Ina's appearance. I did lend Ina my coat during our walk to cover her up, but I could hardly let her borrow my shoes. She had to jeopardize back barefoot, which to my surprise didn't seem to bother her. At the very least, she showed no outward signs of discomfort. Maybe the soil of Converse or whatever her people are called are made of tougher stuff than human soil. I wonder if she's particularly ticklish. Imagine you dicking her down and she just bursts out laughing because her ticklish spot is on her insides. Like, to the point she's making a rush, you know, making a ruckus, right? Imagine, like, she's laughing and telling you to, like, stop tickling her, but, like, she can't get the full words out, so people just hear stop, stop, and then when they go to investigate, it just looks like you're forcing yourself onto her. Oh, that would be fucked up. That might be something to test out. But no, I'm getting distracted. Speaking of distractions, Ina was awfully taken by all the sights we passed during our walk back. She stopped to stare at every little thing which took her fancy, which reduced our pace to a snail's crawl. I've never seen anybody gush over a vending machine before. I didn't know such a thing was possible, but Ina managed it. Tonight has been full of surprises. It's a further miracle I didn't alert any of my housemates when bundling Ina inside the apartment. Trying to explain her presence away to Koichai and the others would have been a nightmare. I'll probably have to face them at some point though. If Ina means to stay here, she'll definitely end up running into them. My apartment is small and old, and the walls are thin. Noise travels down the hall with ease. It'd be impossible to hide a pet hamster in here undetected, let alone a girl. Thinking about it is enough to give me a headache. I can't help but feel anxious. Oh well. Oh, fuck. But oh well. These are problems for me of the future to worry about. Hey, pass me. Go fuck yourself. I got my ass kicked. Couldn't be me. Will be you, huh? Right now, reminds me of the meme where it's like, future you, it's like, future you is talking shit, how do you react? Joke's on him, I'm gonna fuck his mom. Like, I'm gonna fuck up his life or whatever, or some fucking obscure shit. Joke's on him, I'm gonna piss on his homeless father. Right now, I have more pressing concerns. I just want to leave her with bite marks. I don't know why I feel aggressively horny. Like a feral animal in heat. Sorry, there's a car outside. I got distracted. Ah, yes. The flooring beneath my feet feels so good. Yes, that's right. This is Tatamai. It's pretty old Tatamai too. It's really nothing special. I beg to differ. The planet is full of interesting sights and smells. Why, it's overflowing with them. We have nothing like this on Corval. Or this, or this. Points to my fucking 5-meter bad dragon dildo. Don't point at that. I wouldn't touch it if I were you. Or smell it. Don't smell it. Why is it leaking? Oh, what's this? I bet you don't have this. Distracts her with fucking games and music and shit. Like as I fucking scoop it under the Tatamai, my Tatamai or whatever. Tatamai. And make it very uncomfortable for my back, but at least she's not distracted with it. Ina hops about my room like a bunny, eyes wide as she examines my things. She takes books from my shelves and flips through them, rifles through my shock drawer, then gets down on her hutches to peer at the electrical outlet where my laptop currently plugged in. She pokes at the outlet with one finger, her eyes wide. Oh, how intriguing! I can sense power flowing from this peculiar fixture upon your wall. What could it be? I must investigate this matter further. That doesn't warrant investigation. It's just an electrical outlet. Electrical? It's a form of energy. crowd. Explaining the concept of electricity to an alien from another planet was not how I anticipated my Friday evening going. We use electricity to power a lot of our appliances. It makes our TVs work, our laptops, and our phones. It's very useful. Wow, it sounds like the most valuable resource. I imagine only the wealthiest of you Earthlings can afford this so-called electricity. It must be reserved for royalty. Hey, Haru. Ina peers at me over her shoulder. Are you an Earthling prince? Yeah, right. I snort. Do you really think a prince would live in a rundown dump like this? I'm just a regular guy. You say that, yet you're able to control this electricity at will. Surely that is immense privilege. Not really. Most people have access to electricity, regardless of how wealthy they are. It's an integral part of most people's livings, of most people's lives. Our society wouldn't be able to function without it. It's like basic human right at this point. What is the First Amendment? I did not say that. What is the Geneva Convention? Where the fuck are you learning this? Oh, come away from the socket. I don't want you electrocuting yourself. Oh my. Ina gets to her feet and then brushes her thighs free of lint. Are these electrical outlets dangerous? They can be if you poke around at them like that. It's not a toy. Try to be more careful. I understand. I shall endeavor not to cause you any more problems, darling. Thanks, it's appreciated. I smile at Ina and she smiles in return. Well, her presence is a bit of a nuisance or nuance? A bit of a nuisance. I find I can't be angry with her, not when she's so very earnest. I know she doesn't mean to cause any problems. She simply can't help but be enamored with all of her has to offer. She's never been to this planet before, after all. The things I take for granted must all seem very new and strange to her. By the way, I look Ina up and down, my arms crossed. I thought you said you were tired. Oh, yes. Ina blinks, surprised. I was so taken by your abode, my fatigue escaped my attention. I'd quite forgotten about my own condition until now. You forgot that you were sleepy. Yes, I suppose I did. I can be rather scatterbrained at times. Oh, say. I raise an eyebrow. This girl really is an airhead. I bet she's the sort who skips meal once she gets ensconced in a task. Not that I have much room to judge on that score. I can get hyper-focused on tasks too, particularly when space is involved. Back when I was a kid, CIJ used to have to tear me physically away from the telescope when we went out stargazing. I was so enthralled by the night sky, all of it seemed to fade away. Tina must be experiencing something similar, but 10 times more intense. Do you want to get ready for bed? I doubt you want to wear those clothes to sleep, so you can borrow one of my spare shirts. Is that alright? I would not wish to inconvenience you. A bit too late to worry about inconveniencing me after you all but begged me to let you stay here. I did not beg, I simply asked. And quite intensely at that. Well, maybe. I could not stand to be parted from you, darling. We do have a connection after all. Yeah. I roll my eyes. We've been through this rigmarole before. I don't want to add any further fuel to this particular fire. Ina is attached enough as it is without me enabling her. Sorry, seeing the word rigmarole reminds me of the dude getting his fucking haircut. It was like, did you get it from the back? Jumping through all these rigmaroles and shit like this, like, Like, can you get me from behind? Again with this shit. It just fucking kills me. I'll dig out one of my shirts for you, and you can sleep in the spare futon I've set up for you. Luckily for you, I had an extra. Can I not sleep instead with you? No way. We do not know one another that well. I'm not the kind of guy who will sleep with any woman after one night. Do you think I'm some kind of opportunistic scumbag? Those are the last words I would use to describe you, darling. You're far too dear to perform any wicked deeds. That is precisely why I wish to sleep with you. I know I can trust you. Alrighty then. I will try to do my very best, but please forgive me if I in my judgment. I am very fond of you after all. Yeah, I figured so. I glance about my room, all of a sudden it seems very small. I lay out both futons, there will be barely any foot room left. The thought of passing the night with Ina is starting to make my heart pound. This is going to be a very close-knit arrangement. Will my heart be able to handle it? I guess I've got no choice. I need to tough it out. Do you want to have a bath before you sleep? I address Ina once more, forcing my voice and my face into some semblance of casualness. I don't want Ina to know how much I'm beginning to freak out about this. It should help soothe you after your long journey. It will help you get to sleep faster. And I append inside my head, if you go to sleep quickly, you'll be less of a distraction. That sounds like a pleasant suggestion indeed. I'm partial to taking long relaxing soaks in the palace's bathhouse. It is one of my most favorite pastimes, in fact. I fear I do not know how the bath works upon this planet, though. I fear I do not know how the bath works upon this planet, though I am a novice when it comes to Earth and its custom. Don't tell me she wants me to clean her body. This bitch got 2 halos above her head, what the fuck? Would you mind showing me how your bath functions? Sure, I was going to offer my help anyway. I wouldn't want to throw you in the deep end. Or I append within my head, risk you floating in the bathtub. I don't think my housemates would take very kindly to that. Do you think she has an alien pussy with like tentacles and shit, or is it just more like humanly? Is the inside of the same color as her hair and shit? "20 minutes later." Oh, scared the shit out of me for a second. I mean, I got excited, but then it's a mixture of disappointment and relief. Doesn't look like soap. Just look like you got fucking cummed on. What is this, like a CG gallery or whatever it's called? I mean, I think this is one of my favorites from at least this game. But it does bother me that she's bathing in a fucking towel. I don't know how it is in like Japan, but when you have a shower and shit, you don't have a towel around your waist and go into the shower. Like, that's for like rinsing. Because what, do you have a second towel to rinse yourself off? It looks like alien sperm like crawling around her body. I've seen enough hentai, I don't know where this is going. Who the fuck has a... I'm not even gonna question it. I think it also bothers me a little bit how the hair is still sticking up rather than just being wet. Oh, this feels wonderful. The warm water is so refreshing. Thank you very much, darling, for running this bath for me. I feel like a new woman. You're incredibly thoughtful. I'm glad you're enjoying yourself so much, but what? Ina glances at me curiously, her head tilted to one side. She's reclining in my bathtub, her long hair trailing across the surface of the water like pondweed. Ripples form about her thighs, and droplets of water trickle slowly down her shoulders. The air is muggy from the heat and the freshly drawn bath, and the tiles are flushed as is Ina's face. You shouldn't have stepped into the tub while I was still in the room. That's not considered appropriate in this country, or in many countries that I can think of. Not between two strangers of the opposite sex. But we're not strangers, silly. You're my darling, and we know one another very, very well indeed. No, the fuck we don't. She's cute, but she's pissing me off. I cannot think of why there would be a problem with this arrangement. We are going to get to know one another very intimately over the course of the next few days, so we may as well start now. Excuse me. Unless you have a massive cock with femboy thick thighs, I don't think so. Although I like the contrast of the towel, so like it's kind of like her outfit with like the darker, the bits making it look like the darker skin, but mixed with the lighter skin. Is that something you've decided? Yes, indeed. Don't I have the say in the matter? Don't I have a say in the matter? Not really, no. Now look here. I was only trying to show you how the bathtub works. I expected you to strip off and have your bath once I'd left the room. Really? Ina frowns. I do not see why that should be the case. There is nothing shameful about being naked. It is perfectly natural. In Cornwall, people are not half so finicky about such affair. Perhaps they weren't in Cornwall, but we're not on Cornwall anymore. This is planet Earth. You need to play by our rules. Don't strip off in front of other people, alright? It's not so bad inside my apartment where nobody else can see you, but if you do it in public, you'll get in trouble. I'm warning you for your own good, and for the sake of my own heart. I see. Ina's brow furrows. I had not considered this, but now that you have mentioned it, I still strive to remember. That sounds good. See to it that you do. Yes, that sounds good. It is alright. Marginally... what? It is alright. Marginally, I guess, but you shouldn't do it when I'm around. Have a sense of shame. Are you not happy, Haru? That's the whole problem, you dummy. I groaned, then pinched the bridge of my nose between my thumb and forefinger. I can tell a headache is coming on. You're going to make me too happy. Is there such a thing? I'm not sure, and I don't know if I want to find out either. If I stand around here too long, I think my nose will stop bleeding. You do whatever it is you have to do in the towel ride. I'll go prepare your futon. What? Ina's face falls. But I was hoping to speak to you. We can speak later. When you've got some clothes on in your current state, you're a real health hazard. I have a really dumb anime idea, right? A vampire uses so a female vampire and this a guy, a human guy, right? Basically, she uses him for blood, but the thing is that he has like some sort of deficiency, right? So if she takes one drink out of him, he's fucking dead, right? So the thing is that she's trying to embarrass him to get him to nosebleed so she can lick up what little blood he drops without killing him. Because, you know, there's a whole, you know, misconception of vampire killing people, and if she actually does, like, do it, then there's a whole witch hunt for the next fucking millennia, and she doesn't want that. And so, like, it's this whole thing of this person trying to learn to not get embarrassed and try and keep a cool head, but, like, it gets very tricky because, you know, it's the whole thing of, like, if that doesn't work, then she'll try, you know, some extremer methods. But then going through with it, she can't because she's also embarrassed, and the first time her heart has beaten in nearly, like, 12,000 years. Some stupid shit like that. So, like, basically, you know, the vampires, it's not that they're technically dead, but it's more like their metabolism slowed down to, like, a fucking, like, almost frozen in time, right? So they're technically still human, but, like, with all the powers, it, you know, the mutation gave them the powers of flight and such. So, like, their hearts can beat, but it's really rare. So, like, it's not, like, so when their hearts beat, it's not enough to, like, speed up the aging process, but more like they can, like, they get a bit lighter rather than pale. They get a bit, they can blush, and you can tell because of, like, the whole red cheeks over the pale white skin. Dumb idea. I turned my back on Ina, despite her protest, and shut the bathroom door behind me. Now back in the main room of my apartment, I sigh and sink to the ground. I can feel my heart pounding a mile a minute through the fabric of my shirt. It feels like it might explode. I knew Ina was spacey, but I didn't realize she was quite this careless. I'm afraid if we continue cohabiting like this, she really will be the death of me. This living arrangement is whittling years off my life expectancy here. I feel exhausted, but I reflect with a small smile. I don't necessarily regret what I saw. Still, I'd better serve. It'd be better served not dwelling on it. I need to access the image of the wet, unclothed Ina from my mind quickly, as the Shrine Maiden might ward off an evil spirit. Otherwise, I'm afraid I'll never be able to look at Ina in the eyes again. I really need to pull myself together. That is not the only thing beating out of my body. Half an hour later. Oh, hello. Sorry, I'm just... Do they take away her thickness? I don't know. Maybe it's me being crazy, but I feel like she's less thick than she was before. Not what I thought the shirt, like the button shirt looked like, but I imagine because she doesn't wear anything else, my headcanon is she's wearing nothing underneath there. What do you think? Will you be able to sleep like that? Oh yes, I should think so. The shirt of yours is very comfortable, darling. Thank you for letting me borrow it. You're incredibly thoughtful. It's no problem, really. You don't need to thank me. I know I do not need to, but I want to regardless. That is custom upon your planet, is it not? I've heard you Earthlings are very polite, particularly those who reside in Japan. Yeah, I guess that stereotype does hold some water. I offer Ina a small smile. Then I will accept your thanks. Really though, I think as I look Ina up and down, I'm the one who should be thanking her. After finishing her bath, Ina changed into one of my old button-up shirts, which will serve for tonight as her pajamas. Though the shirt suits me like a glove, I'm good head taller than Ina, and it swamps her slender frame. Fabric bunched up about Ina's elbows, and the hem of her shirt cascades to well past her thighs. Well, I mean, I feel like even if it's bigger, wouldn't the size for her tits and thighs restrict it so? Sorry, my dumb brain is in horny mode, so logic. Helm of the shirt cascades to well past her thighs. That's probably a good thing. Ina enchewed the pants I gave her. She said they were too uncomfortable, so she's bare-legged. Still, I can't deny Ina does look good. Her hair is still damp from the bath, and the dark patches of moisture form about the shoulder of my shirt. Her face is faintly flushed too, and a fresh, clean scent of soap emits from her. Any guy would be over the moon to have a girlfriend like this, especially if said girlfriend wanted to stay the night at his place. Not that Ina is my girlfriend, of course. She might be determinedly addressing me as darling, but I do not return her feelings, whatever they are. She's attractive, but... Haru? Ina peers at me with the same curiosity she directed an hour earlier to my electrical outlets. Is something the matter? You've been staring at me rather intensely. I hope I have not done anything to displease you. What? Oh, no. I push aside Ina's concern with a wave of my hand. I need to make an effort to look unmoved by all this, even if my face is feeling suspiciously hot. It's fine. You're fine. She's better than fine, in fact. I'm just tired. That's all. I'm starting to space out. I think I need my rest. As do I. I've been feeling awfully busy as of late. It is not often that I escape from the palace, then flee to another planet. I can't imagine it would be. Yeah, it sounds pretty stressful. It was, at the time, but I'm glad I was able to endure. Rivai helped me a good deal. If I had not persevered, I would have, if I had not persevered, I never would have met you after all. I really am fortunate, sitting here in your apartment speaking to you. You let me bathe my weary body, and now I'm even wearing your clothes. I'm surrounded by your scent. It feels like you're embracing me. Giggling girlishly, Ina winds her arms about her waist. Sorry, giggling girlishly. Laughing manishly. I've never been happier. I'm glad to hear it. It'd be awful if you hated it here after coming all this way. I bet it'd feel like a massive waste of a trip. That is one way of looking at it, I suppose. In truth, I could not return to Corval even if I wished. Not right now, at least. I no longer have my ship. I remember you said it broke apart. Indeed. The pieces burned when I entered the planet's atmosphere. Does that mean you're trapped here then? Not necessarily. I can communicate with my home planet using technology installed in my power suit. It is very durable. If I wanted, I could contact Revi, and she could come and retrieve me in her airship. Revi is a very talented pilot. I do not wish for that, though. There is much I still wish to experience upon your planet, and... Ina looks at me from beneath her eyelashes, her lips curled into a smile. There is much I wish to do with you, too. I'm flattered. I glance away, one hand buried in my hair. I guess it's hard being a princess, huh? Indeed. It is awfully stuffy. I was not able to do everything I wanted. Eyes were on me at all time, and there were so many rules. This is much more enjoyable. I'm going to fuck your father and make him come. I'm going to drain your father's shaft. I hope you know that. I'm going to make him bust a nut to the point of him becoming into a vegetative state. Then I will move on to your grandfather and then his before him until I have drained your entire bloodline, male bloodline. There are rules on Earth too, strange ones, about how many clothes one should wear and what kinds, but I do not mind them. I can bear with it if you promise you will stay with me. Of course, you've got nobody else on this planet other than Hyra and I, so I'll stay with you. I can even show you around if you want. I don't mind. Thank you. I am looking forward to it. Ina exhales, then lies back in her futon. She curls up on her side, her mint green hair strewn across the covers, smiles at me sleepily. I cannot wait for tomorrow. The sun cannot rise quickly enough. I am sure we will have a good time tonight, together. Oh? I lie back in my own futon, pulling the covers over me, and look at Ina askance. How can you be so sure about that? It is a foreign conclusion. Pardon me. It is a foregone conclusion, darling. How could I not have a good time with you? I really do love you, you know. Ina's gentle laughter soon transmutes into a soft, regular sound of breathing. Her eyelashes fall shut, casting a shadow against her smooth cheeks. It looks like she's already fallen asleep. Well, time to jerk off. If it's not here, I'm not that depraved. Just jerking in the closet.
Don't come in, don't come in.
That was pretty fast. Not that I can't blame her. She's been through a lot. Her fortitude is impressive, really. I observe her, and as I do so, I find I can't help but smile. So she loves me, huh? It's a fast development, almost unnaturally so, but her confession stirs something with me regardless. If there's a chance that I might someday return her feelings, it's not beyond the realm of possibilities. I'll just have to see what tomorrow holds. A yawn wrenches its way from my own throat. I close my eyes, my lashes matting together, and soon I too succumb to my own sleepiness. The next day. That was one of the best sleep cycles I have experienced in a good long while. I feel very well rested now. What of you, Haru? Are you ready for another day upon your wonderful planet? Haru? What did you just say? I wonder what that could mean. Is it some manner of code? Are you attempting to communicate sensitive data to me in an encrypted fashion, so it will not be compromised? Again, I wonder what it could mean. It is quite peculiar that you are making such noises with your eyes closed, I wonder. Are you responsive, Haru? Again, is that a genuine response, or is Haru making these noises inadvertently? Perhaps I should take it as a natural function of an Earthling's body, much like breathing. I'm beginning to wonder whether he means to speak to me at all. He looks as though he is still asleep. Will you not wake up, darling? The ball of gas in the sky, which you humans call the sun, has risen. Your room is full of light, and outside I can hear the twittering of the warm-blooded avian life forms you call birds. I believe they are telling you to arise as I am. I wish I could go outside and explore more of your planet. Will you not wake up, darling? Darling? Oh my, I suppose it is no good. He's impervious both to my voice and my touch. You must have been even more exhausted than I to sleep for such a great length of time. That or humans are more delicate than I thought. I do not want to be late to meet Hayori, but my darling does look very cute when he slumbers so. I feel very blessed to have witnessed such a sight. He is so vulnerable in this state, and so very delicate. His eyelashes so long and his lips, they look very kissable. I would like to help myself, but perhaps that is a breach of human etiquette. I cannot say for certain. There is still much I need to study. Oh, I know. Of my darling sleeps, I should use this as an opportunity to familiarize myself with Earth and with the interests of its inhabitants. That will help me blend in. My darling must be a wise man, for his shelves are full of books. I shall help myself. Now let me see. What is this? All these books appear to be about the stars, and one's on these shelves too. I know much about the stars already. Having come from space, these books will not help me at all. I need to find material more pertinent to Earthling's concerns. Perhaps my darling has more books in his closet. There are fewer books in here than there were on the shelves, but oh my. These appear to be books, though they are of different kind to the others I've seen thus far. Is she picking up a porno mag? Let me see what else this book contains. Oh my. This is not a book with words, it's full of instead of photos. All of women. I wonder, could my darling be interested in such affairs? Don't touch my stash. Perhaps I will try. If nothing else, it will serve to strengthen our bonds. I want to show my darling how much I care for him. What better way to do that than to cater to his desires? I hope you are prepared, darling. I'm going to make all your dreams come true. I'm getting nervous and excited. Oh, well, that was a disaster. I muttered darkly to myself as I walked down the streets alongside Ina. It's been about half an hour since Ina's rather unconventional wake-up call, and I'm still reeling from it. If Ina's good morning kiss, shall we say, wasn't bad enough, I also had the pleasure of being raked over the coals by my jealous housemates. Kawai-chai didn't catch the pair of us in the act, thank goodness, but he did overhear the suspect noises that emitted from my room. He had the decency not to barge in as I was cleaning up, but once I dressed and left the room, Ina in tow, he descended upon me. What the hell was going on there, man? What were you doing so early in the morning on a weekend and... Hey, what the hell? Who's this chick and what's with her getup? That's how my very one-sided talk with Kawai-chai went, more or less. He did not seem very happy, both being woken so early and my luck with the ladies. Sigh. I'm lucky, I guess. Kawai-chai was only the one who heard us. I think Daigo and Kosuke must have slept through that confrontation. Though how they managed that, I don't know. Does the Steam version have like an uncensored thing that was cut for the PlayStation? I want to know. What happened? Did you try to suck me off while I was asleep? I wasn't exactly being quiet, and neither was Kosuke when he clapped his eyes on Ina. Then again, Daigo did once sleep through a magnitude 5 earthquake. If Ina insists on remaining at my place, I guess I'll have to introduce her formally to the other guys at some point, but that can wait for later. For now, Ina is in dire need for some clothes that aren't molded to her body. She's attracting quite a few funny looks as she walks down the streets, barefoot, her green hair swishing around her shoulder. Why, I mean, imagine someone with the most fattest ass you've ever seen on the planet just jiggling around as they walk, clinging to some guy with massive, the massive tits pressing into him. You'd be curious to see how fat that ass is. Swishing around her shoulders. What a pain this all is. The instigator of my current problems, alas, seems blissfully unaware of the chaos she's causing. Ina is busy humming cheerfully, her eyes bright like gems. She drinks in the sights like a tourist, turning her head this way and that to take in all the apartments and the street lamps and utility poles. I don't live in a particularly nice area of Tokyo. It's all quite run down, and a rough neighborhood like this was the only one I could afford. There's nothing all that attractive about our immediate surroundings, but Ina seems enchanted. Hey, I called to Ina from a few places behind, my hands jammed deep in my pockets. Are you enjoying the sights?
Oh yes, very much so. This place is nothing at all like Cornwall.
In what way?
In every conceivable way. The architecture is completely different, and we do not have all these funny poles growing out of the ground. The sky in Cornwall is red, not blue, and we have 2 suns, and it is far, far hotter, drier too. Our grounds are not hard like this beneath our feet. Most Cornwall surfaces is covered in sand.
Well, you should be lucky. Imagine having 2 suns on fucking, like, burning concrete. Like, it burns as enough as it is. You want my feet to get melted to the fucking ground?
It is colder here too, and people wear strange clothes, and they are covered almost from tip to toe. It is all very strange to me.
I guess it would be if you're used to hot climates like that. I frowned thoughtfully. Part of me wishes Ina wouldn't stare at everything, and more importantly, everyone we pass so unabashedly. It's a bit embarrassing being saddled with a girl who's making her otherness so apparent. I can't fault her for her enthusiasm, but this is the first time Ina had a proper look at Tokyo's streets. She walked back home with me last night, but it was dark then, and she was tired. She didn't get a good look at the buildings, or the stores, or the cars. There weren't many people outside then either. This must be a huge culture shock to Ina, but she doesn't seem all overwhelmed. She looks excited instead. Every little thing comes from her squeal of delight. I've never thought this part of Tokyo is all that much to look at myself.
Oh goodness me, look at this small cute animal. We do not have these on Cornwall. Oh, I am familiar with them in theory. This is what you humans call a cat, is it not? It is so cute. Do you think I can pet it? I would very much like to become his friends.
As I watch Ina, I feel my grumpiness begin to fade. She might have gotten me into an awkward situation this morning, sure, but I don't think she intended that. I don't think Ina has a wicked bone in her body. I don't think she has any bone in her body with asses and thighs like that. If indeed she has bones, I'm not sure about the inner working of being from Cornwall, but I don't want to find out in a hurry. I find space interesting, but I have no desire to dissect its inhabitants to further my understanding of its vastness.
Here, kitty kitty, come here. I promise I will not hurt you. I wish only to see how your fur feels. I'm sure it must be very soft. You really are lovely.
Ina's smile is so warm it thaws out my heart. It can't thaw out my fingers, alas, which are freezing, or the tip of my nose. But I feel... She shoves your face into her tits to warm up your nose. I feel contented, I guess. She caused me a bunch of problems, and I'm sure she'll cause me a bunch more in the future, but...
Look, darling, the cat is letting me stroke him. He's really letting me stroke him. He really is soft, just as I suspected. His green eyes are so cute, and his little ears. And his tail, look how it twitches. What a curious creature.
We are not keeping him.
Can we keep him, darling? Please, please, please.
I think I'm glad I met Ina. She's such a sweetheart. It's hard not to feel happy in her presence. My brain's spaced out. I can't help but smile despite my residual fatigue and the chill wind that befits me. Though there is something I feel I must mention before Ina gets her hopes up too high. You can pat that cat as much as you want, but we can't take it back with us.
Huh?
Ina pouts.
Why not?
For one, our apartment doesn't allow pets, and for another, Kawaii-chai is allergic. I wouldn't want to risk killing my housemates. Pulls out a gun, shoots Kawaii-chai, and completely rearranges his fucking DNA structure. So he's not allergic to cats, but now he's a fucking saber-tooth. And now my other housemates are dead. Oh, look, it's running after a toddler in the street. Yep, that's dead now, too. Look what you did. Oh, the police is trying to stop it, but it just rams into the police cars and feasts on the cop's flesh. Look what you've done to Kawaii-chai. Look what you've done. Yep, and now it's on the news. It is still on the run. It's been 68 days, and it's still on a killing frenzy. No one knows how a saber-tooth that was completely extinct appeared in Tokyo streets, but it's on a hunting rampage for food, killing elderly, children, innocents, guilties, whatever you name it. Completely, the streets are splattered with blood. Ina looks back at the black cat, which she's been patting, her head tilted. Ascidus?
Are cats dangerous?
They can be if you're allergic to them. They don't mean to be dangerous, of course. It's just an unfortunate thing that can happen.
Oh, I see. That sounds awfully sad. I would hate to make people ill simply by existing. But do not worry, Mr. Kitty.
Start shaving it. I just think of the fucking Florida man breaks into house, doesn't steal anything, but shaves cat's head. Ina rubs the cat behind the ears, which prompts it to meow contentedly.
I promise I shall pause to pet you whenever our paths cross. You have not seen the last of me. You are so very lovely, I cannot keep away from you. I love you, and I love this planet, and I love its people, and I love you too, darling.
Ina looks back at me, finishing a mouthful of white, pearly teeth. Not fucking alien xenomorph teeth. It's like acid blood breath, except it's just very sticky, erotic lubricant for saliva.
I want to stay here forever and ever.
Ina's innocent declaration pierces my heart. I feel my cheeks beginning to turn pink despite the chill weather, and I have to drop my gaze to my feet. I can't meet Ina's eyes. She really is adorable. Yeah, let's buy this bitch some more clothes. It's uncomfortable giving me a boner in public.
Hi, you two. Long time no see. What do you mean, long time no see? This bitch has fucking dementia. We saw her on Friday.
Hayuri greets Ina and I enthusiastically once we enter her line of sight. Hayuri's short, choppy hair is braided at the sides as per usual, and she's wearing a grey coat, layered over her pastel pink sweater and navy skirt. Is it a navy skirt? I could work that. She looks rather snug in the coat, given its fluffy collar. Certainly she looks snugger than Ina, who's still wearing her skin-tight bodysuit. Hayuri gives Ina a once-over, her arms linked behind her back, and blinking curiously, she says,
Goodness, that attire isn't very practical. Aren't you cold, Ina?
It's alright. The suit of mine is made with cutting-edge Corvin technology. It has sensors built to read my body temperature, which in turn adjusts the level of heat outputted by the suit. It's actually rather warm. Really? That's so interesting. Can I feel it? Grabs her tits forcefully. Not forcefully, but like handfully, like roughly. And go right ahead. Smiling, Ina holds out her arm for Hayurai's inspection. Hayurai's slender fingers wind about Ina's wrist. She squeezes it as though searching for a pulse, then gasps. You're right, the suit does feel very warm. I think it might be even cozier than my coat. I kind of want to see what it looks like if they swap outfits, I'm not gonna lie. I told you so. Smiling, Ina extracts her arm free from Hayurai's grasp, then takes a neat step backwards. I feel just fine. The climate upon the planet may be dissimilar to what I'm accustomed to, but my suit can adjust to it. Corvin technology is made to last, and is awfully adaptive. The suit is constructed from polyfiber that should last for at least a century, without sustaining any major wear or tear, even if I were to use it all day. If she's this revealing, I'm kind of afraid of, like, what the father would look like. Mostly because I like a dude's, like, attire, right? I don't want him in a fucking, like, a banana hammock with a 12-inch cock. That just wouldn't be appeasing, you know? It's all about the teasing, about the clothing design, right? So it'd kind of be disappointing if, you know, just wearing a little less, like, because if this is what the princess wears, I'm gonna be disappointed what the king wears. I don't know why, but whenever I think of her parents, what comes to mind is the fucking the vampire and the dead razor from what's it called? Fucking Vox Machina. That dude, that fucking handsome dude. I mean, they were both attractive, but the dude was clearly finer than the bitch. Ina does a neat twirl on the spot like a ballerina. Arms outstretched, her long hair fans out around her, caught in the chill, wintry breeze. Sorry, my mind went to it. I was gonna ask a curious question, but then it was kind of fucked up, so I'll keep it to myself. I could wander the streets like this all day. I'm happy to hear that. Hayurai beams. Now that I know your suit is that impressive, it makes me wonder whether we need to buy you any new clothes at all. I'm afraid the manufacturing process on Earth can't comprehend to your technology. Your suit sounds much more practical than my coat. It might be more practical if we're talking purely about keeping warm, but it's absolutely impractical for day-to-day pardon me. It might be practical if you're talking about purely about keeping warm, but it's absolutely impractical for day-to-day wear. We've been getting all kinds of funny looks since we set off this morning, and I don't want Ina standing out too much. That's a good point. We wouldn't want to draw suspicion towards her. The last thing I want is for you to be taken away to a laboratory and dissected. Ina ceases her twirling and looks to Hayurai, her eyes wide. Could that really happen? I'm not entirely sure. It happened to a lot of aliens in movies. But you're not much like the aliens that get depicted in movies. You look like an ordinary girl, for the most part. I like to think our government would feel guilty about cutting you up, but, well, humans can be awfully xenophobic. I don't think the government cares. If it's a threat, it could... Because I think even if it's not a threat, it would simply, like, dissect you just for your fucking attire and suit or whatever, and then try and replicate that and sell it to, like, the market. People are really fucked up. People are not good. If they're willing to harass those they presume to belong to their own species, I shudder to think what they might do to an extraterrestrial. She has a point. Hayurai shudders, though I don't think that this can be attributed to the cold. Hayurai is such a cheery person by nature. Strange to see her sound and indeed look so serious. I wonder if she's speaking from past experiences. Though I've spent several months in Hayurai's company as a fellow member of the astronomy club, I know very little about her past. She almost never talks about it, save, I guess, for her assertion that she's from another planet. She certainly acts like it at times, but I've never given her claim much credence. Did she stress this point back when she was in high school too? If so, I wouldn't be surprised if she got bullied. It seems inevitable, really. Hayurai is a bit of a weirdo, but I don't think that excuses any potential harassment she might have suffered. Teenagers really can be cruel. I'm tempted to ask Hayurai about this, but... Well, don't worry, Ina. Haru and I are with you, and we'll make sure that doesn't come to pass. I promise we'll take good care of you. I'm not stepping up to the government to save this extraterrestrial bitch. She's cute, she's plump and thick, but I do not have the time of day, the willpower, the funds, or even the allies or companionship to stand up to the Japanese government. I'm not doing that for you. If you're not willing to fucking blend it among us, then you're fucked. I'm sorry. I can't help you. I can't help you if they decided to dissect you. That's just it. Don't bring me into this. You and your alien kinship, you keep it to yourself. Don't drag me into this. I don't want to be associates to either of you if it means being tortured and thrown into fucking prison just for knowing either of you. Don't give me that look. Nobody will take you away to any scary facility, not on my watch. Who are you, Miss fucking Captain Marvel? I'll help you blend in, or my name isn't Akai Sakai Hayurai. Yay, thank you, Hayurai. You are very kind to me. Of course, we are friends after all. As fellow aliens, we should stick together. Now, why don't we start shopping? Your suit is a very impressive piece of technology, but Haru is right. You really need some human clothing. It'll be no easy feat to showcase all your charm, Ina, but don't worry. Big Sis Hayura got this. You can rely on me. You are on your own, I'm sorry. Later that day, alrighty, this looks good to me. Hey Haru. Hayurai pokes her head out from behind a curtain of the fitting room, mischievous smile playing about her lips. Are you ready to see Ina in her brand new look? This outfit is very adorable, if I do say so myself. Oh, are you done? I sigh in relief. Thank goodness. I've been waiting outside the fitting room for what seemed like a small eternity, aimlessly scrolling through my phone. I never know there was so much truth to the stereotype that women can take so long for clothes shopping. A quick glance at my phone tells me it's been 2 hours, give or take, since Hayurai, Ina, and I entered this department store. Hayurai guided Ina around, pointing at various bits and pieces she thought were particularly cute, while I trailed along behind them. Being an average guy without an eye for fashion, I was content to let Hayurai call all the shots during the Operation Outfit Ina. I found the whole process pretty tedious if I'm being honest, But I guess it was nice watching the two girls bond over flouncy skirts and button-up shirts. Every once in a while, Hayuri turned to me and asked my opinion about particular printed skirts. All my replies were all that helpful. I'm of the opinion that Ina's cute enough to make any outfit work. I just want to see her dressed in something less what the fuck? Ostentatious than her sci-fi suit. Now at long last, it looks like Hayuri finally finished styling Ina. With a bit of luck, I'll soon be free from this department store and bubbly pop music that's been playing incessantly over the speakers. If I have to listen to one more song about Aikui Ayu, I think I'll tear my own ears. Oh shit! So all the fucking Sakura games are in the same universe. That's interesting. Or at least Sakura Swim Club, Sakura Succubus, and Sakura Alien are in the same universe. I love little nods to other games. I thought like each game would be its own timeline, but yeah, I think I talked about this, you know, when I found the little Easter egg towards, you know, in Sakura Succubus, there's an Easter egg to Sakura Swim Club. What does Ina look like then? I'm curious. I knew you'd be, I'm sorry it took so long to pick something out, but, well, you can't rush perfection. That's true, that's what I always say. I don't mean to toot my own horn, but I think I did a wonderful job putting this assembly together. I'm sure she'll take your breath away. Ho ho ho! Those are some pretty confident words. Now I'm really invested. Pardon me. As you should be. Just feast your eyes on this! Hayuri draws back the curtains that separates the fitting room cubicle from the waiting area with the dramatic flourish to reveal. Why you gotta be extra? Why? Oh, it pisses me off so much. Why you couldn't just pick a normal clothing? I mean, sure, to some extent, each clothing could work, you know, like mix and match, but this doesn't work out. And it bothers me so. Like, sure, I mean, I like the detail of her thighs almost ripping out of her stockings because of how thick she is. But it's like, the rest of the attire, I think what I would change to make it better is the corset bit, get rid of that so it's just like a black dress, and then get rid of the lines and the pink thing, and then it would look fine. It would look, or at least see where it's connected around the neck area, kind of undo that so it's more like I don't know, it just, it doesn't seem practical and it bothers me. I mean, I guess it could work if they got rid of the corset and like the lines, but like, those are really the only problems I have. I guess maybe I was gonna say maybe get rid of like the frilliness on the pink part and the gloves, but if you want to be extra fancy, you can keep that on. It's mostly the lines in the corset that really fuck me up.
Hello again, Haru. It feels like it's been quite some time since I last saw your face. Why, I think it's been 22 of your Earthian minutes and 13 Earthian seconds exactly. I hope you can forgive me. These clothes Hayuri chose for me are awfully curious.
Are you trying to dress her up as a fucking gothic e-girl? Because that's what she's looking right now. Note to self, Hayuri has no fucking taste in clothing.
They are nothing like I have ever before witnessed on Corval or during my brief stunt upon this planet. They are more breezier than my power suit, and they do little to keep the cold air out, but Hayura has assured me that they were very fashionable. What do you think?
Well, I stare at Ina, struck dumb. She's not wearing her skin-tight suit anymore, at least. But I'm not entirely convinced that her current getup is much of an improvement. Ina's wearing the fairly white blouse with the short sleeves that gaps open in the front, which is secured by 2 crossing strips of fabric. The shirt is clinched shut about the neck with a red ribbon, which I suppose adds a degree of cuteness to it. But really, that shirt is bizarre. It might be too out of place on a runway, filled with zany high-fashion pieces, but it's no way intended for daily wear. The high-waisted skirt, the shirt's been paired with is fine, I guess, but even with that seems a bit too short and a bit too tight to be comfortable. What are you saying the black part of the shirt and the skirt are 2 different things connected by a fucking corset? I think she looks attractive, but won't people think she's a weirdo if she walks around like that? Won't other guys stare at her if she walks around like that? It seems highly likely that sort of getup will make her stand out too much. The point of buying Ina human clothes was to make her less conspicuous, not more. Doesn't this defeat the whole purpose of our shopping trip? Gaping front of her shirt almost makes Ina's suit look tame. But I rather enjoy experiencing new things. I do not get much of a chance to partake in other cultures in Corval. I was not often allowed to leave the palace. I dressed as my parents desired and had to be on my best behavior at all times. This is very liberating. You humans have so many choices in all facets of your life, from your what the fuck? You calling me retarded because I can't spell a fucking word? Itering to your attires. So what do you think, darling? Do you think these clothes will help me fit in? I really wonder about that. Is this supposed to be some kind of joke? Are you serious about making Ina wear this, Hayuri? Well, why not? I think she looks adorable. Hayuri beams glowlessly, as though unaware of how provocative Ina looks. I'm also too short. My legs are all stumpy. Ina, meanwhile, is proportioned like a fashion model. She has such lovely long legs, and she's so slender. If anybody can pull off a sophisticated, sexy look like this, she can. She's so cute, it would be a crime if she didn't buy this outfit. I should take a photo so I can commemorate this moment for posterity. Hayuri begins to snap shots of Ina on her phone, while Ina smiles bashfully. It's nice to see the two getting along, I guess, but Ina might be cute, but I think it'll be more of a crime if she does go out in that outfit. That shirt is in no way stable. She's one misstep away from severe wardrobe malfunction, and it's not properly insulated. Corville is a desert planet, remember? She's not used to the cold. I don't want her getting sick. Oh, right. Hayuri puts her phone back in her skirt, then giggles. I didn't think of that. I was so excited about dressing Ina up. My common sense must have fled. Evidently. I sigh. Hayuri claims to have common sense, even if it is in absita, but I often find myself wondering. She's such a ditz. Maybe I was wrong for entrusting Ina's new wardrobe to Hayuri. I shudder to think what future fashion disaster she might come up with. Let's find more sensible outfits for her. She needs some warm pieces to keep her out of the cold, like sweaters and pants and the like. We should probably get her a coat too, in case it snows. Snows? Ina looks at me curiously. What is that? It happens when it gets really cold and water vapor turns into ice crystals. It falls from the sky and turns the ground white. It's pretty, but it's not something you'd want to be brave without being covered up. Oh, that does sound rather incredible. I would love to see that. I'd love to show it to you, too, but not while you're dressed like that. So this outfit is no-go? It's definitely no-go. I sigh. Being the only one in the group with anything even approaching insight is quite the burden. I shudder to think how Ina would have ended up if Hayuri had been left to her own devices. Now that's a scary thought. Sometime later. That is much better! That is much fucking better! Look at that! That is cute and fashionable. So I wasn't crazy. You could fucking have... My fucking lord. You could have a better design. She's just... How do you dress yourself with this type of fucking fashion sense is beyond me. I bet you're the type of person that your parents have to send you clothing because they don't trust you to look like a fucking clown in public. That is beautiful. Plus, you know, it's a unique design as well. I mean, I don't think I would really wear that necessarily in the sense of out in public because, you know, because women clothing don't have pockets and it fucking sucks. But if I wanted to be more flirty and erotic with my future significant other, I would definitely wear this type of thing to tease him. Or just play a game, see how long he can behave before he starts acting like a fucking animal. But, like, it's definitely something I could work with. But, like, I don't think it would be, like, everyday. Like, it would have to be some type of special, like, you know, maybe a friend's birthday party, or maybe Christmas dinner, or just wanting to walk around the house like that to tease the significant other. But I don't see myself wearing it casually, like every day going to the movies. But then that does beg the question, because I barely go out in the first place. So how do I differentiate of a special occasion because I barely go out, you know? Like, if I go to the movies, why can't I dress like that? It's not very practical, but I can at least look cute. But then it's very confusing as well. Yeah, but I will save. Let me take a break and I'll be back to this.